Well, it continues to rumble, now amid new concerns that eruptions and mud flows could damage a nearby oil terminal where about 6 million gallons of crude oil are stored. The volcano initially erupted Sunday night. Since then, there have been 5 more explosions, the latest on Monday night, that shot hot ash up to 50,000 feet in the air. The last time the mountain erupted was in 1989, and there were more than 20 explosions, so many more are expected. Mud flows from the volcano and lava flows have downed hundreds of trees. Ash near the volcano is fairly coarse, with some pieces measuring 3 inches across. On Monday, 11 people were evacuated by helicopter from the Drift River terminal owned by Chevron. This is a facility near the base of the volcano. The base of the volcano is the site of an oil storage facility. The terminal has been shut down, but oil remains in 2 of its 7 tanks. The Coast Guard is working with the Department of Environmental Conservation in Alaska to determine if the oil should be removed, and if it should be removed, how it could be done. A flyover of the facility yesterday indicated that the storage tanks are not damaged. Earthen berms that surround each tank also appear to be okay, although water seems to have flowed over a beam that surrounds the tank farm. The observer said that all the tanks are quite distant from any mud or debris. A conservation group in the area called Cook Inlet Keeper called on Chevron and state and federal facilities to work to remove the oil from the area. They said that everything is very much in flux. We feel that Chevron has an obligation to protect the fisheries in the area. And they went on to say that it makes no sense to store oil at the base of an erupting volcano. I would say so. Alaska Airlines resumed flights to and from Alaska yesterday after ash clouds from the volcano had forced the cancellation of 35 flights. The airline's jets at the Anchorage International Airport were wrapped in a protective plastic sealant. The airline says that the sealant protects the planes from abrasive ash particles, which could pose a significant danger to the engines. Speaking of airports, this is really a terrible story. When I read this, I thought it was a spoof from normally tranquil and peaceful Australia, of course, if you just exclude Mad Max. But we'll read this. This is from the Daily Australian this morning. Passengers and crew on a lunchtime Qantas Airlines flight from Melbourne to Sydney, those are the 2 biggest cities in Australia, knew trouble was brewing. That would be like flying on the shuttle from Washington to LaGuardia. They knew that trouble was brewing when 6 heavily tattooed, muscular men became agitated on the flight and started using their mobile phones in mid-flight. After landing, they bolted out of their seats on Qantas Airlines Flight 430 before they were told to leave their seats, with them shouting to each other, "Come on, boys, let's go." Qantas airline personnel watched in horror as they shouted and shoved each other as they left via Gate 5 of the domestic terminal, with one staff member calling for security to try to keep the other passengers away from the men. Police documents say that senior members of the Hells Angels and Comancheros motorcycle gangs happened to be on the same flight together. Police suspect that they had called reinforcements into the airport from the airplane. During the ensuing fight, which continued through the terminal, spilling out between the check-in counters, out into the public concourse, into the waiting area, and through the restaurants, brawling men were allegedly heard yelling, "I am going to kill you." The message about the potentially dangerous passengers never made it from the plane or to security at the airport. When the violence exploded in the terminal and about a dozen gang members began laying into one another with knives, knuckle dusters, and bollards, there were no police anywhere. Despite the banks of closed-circuit TV cameras, it took a member of the public to alert the police on his cell phone after the fight had raged for about 10 minutes and left a 29-year-old biker lying dying on the concourse floor. The airport police team, run by the Australian Federal Police, did not arrive until after the fight was over and the offenders had made their getaways by taxi. The brawl has triggered a storm of criticism about airport security, with politicians, academics, and unions questioning how 2 warring bike gangs could have staged a fatal battle in the nation's busiest airport. The Police Federation of Australia's chief executive, Mark Burgess, said, "Someone needs to take full responsibility, and it should be the Federation. There's no way one can duck and weave on this one." No way indeed. My God. In the United States or in any Western European country with the security that's been in place after 9/11, something like that would be impossible. If we have any other breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. If not, thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.